Hello, everyone. Have you ever thought of onions as just a vegetable that makes you cry? After you hear what I have to share, today your perspective on onions will completely change. In today's video, I've prepared some really important information. First, I'll cover food combinations that can reduce the benefits of onions, a simple way to boost the antioxidant content of onions by up to 10 times, and which people should be especially cautious when eating onions. Did you know that if you cook onions the wrong way, a significant portion of their key nutrients can be lost? With the right cooking methods, you can preserve almost all of these nutrients. I'll explain this secret in detail in the middle of the video. First, let's talk about the powerful anti-inflammatory and immunity-boosting effects of onions. According to a study from Cornell University, quercetin in onions can help suppress inflammatory cytokines. There are also ongoing studies showing onions' potential for preventing colds and the flu. A study in the UK found that people who ate onions at least 5 times a week had lower rates of catching colds. Second, onions support cardiovascular health. The sulfur compounds in onions help prevent blood clots and lower blood pressure. In a study with people who have high blood pressure, those who took onion extract for 10 weeks showed a tendency for their systolic blood pressure to decrease. Quercetin in onions also helps prevent atherosclerosis by reducing the oxidation of bad cholesterol. In a study involving people with high cholesterol, those who ate onions daily for 12 weeks saw improvements in their LDL cholesterol. Third, onions have strong anti-cancer effects. The sulfur compounds in quercetin in onions can inhibit the growth of cancer cells and induce apoptosis. There's research showing preventive effects, especially for stomach, colon, and lung cancers. A 10-year study in the Netherlands, following 120,000 people, found that those who regularly ate onions had lower rates of stomach cancer. Fourth, onions help regulate blood sugar and may help prevent diabetes. Chromium and sulfur compounds in onions can increase insulin sensitivity. In a study with people with diabetes, those who took onion extract for 8 weeks showed a tendency for their fasting blood sugar to decrease. Fifth, onions help strengthen bones. Quercetin and sulfur compounds in onions help increase bone density and prevent osteoporosis. A study with postmenopausal women showed that those who regularly ate onions had improved bone density. Sixth, onions support digestive health. The prebiotics in onions help beneficial gut bacteria grow. In a study with people with indigestion, those who ate onions daily for 4 weeks saw improved digestive function. Seventh, onions protect respiratory health. The sulfur compounds in onions help open airways and thin mucus. In a study with asthma patients, those who took onion extract showed a tendency for improved lung function. Eighth, onions support detoxification and liver health. The sulfur compounds in onions activate liver detox enzymes. In a study with people with weak liver function, those who regularly ate onions saw improved liver enzyme levels. Ninth, onions help brain health and memory. Quercetin in onions protects brain cells and supports cognitive function. In a study with middle-aged adults, those who ate onions daily scored better on memory tests. 10th, onions support skin health and help prevent aging. The antioxidants in onions protect skin cells and promote collagen production. There's even research showing that women who regularly ate onions had improved skin elasticity. Here's an important tip: how can you maximize the benefits of onions? And, as promised, here's how to boost their antioxidant content. First, cut onions and wait 10-15 minutes before cooking. This activates the alliinase enzyme and maximizes beneficial compounds. Second, eat onions with garlic. The allicin in garlic and quercetin in onions together boost antioxidant effects even more. That's the secret to maximizing nutrients. Third, choose red onions. They contain more quercetin and anthocyanins than white onions. Fourth, eat onions raw or lightly cooked. Long exposure to high heat destroys important nutrients. Also, be careful about food combinations that can reduce the benefits of onions. Eating onions with these foods can hinder nutrient absorption or burden digestion. First, avoid combining onions with milk or dairy. The sulfur compounds in onions can bind to milk proteins and cause indigestion. Second, be careful with honey. Traditional medicine suggests that eating onions with honey may create toxic substances. While this isn't scientifically proven, it's best to be cautious. Third, don't overdo it with beans. Both onions and beans can cause gas, so eating a lot together may lead to bloating. Fourth, avoid combining onions with highly acidic fruits like oranges or lemons, as this can irritate your stomach. Now, here are some important side effects and precautions. If you don't know these, eating onions could actually harm your health. Here's who should be careful. First, if you have a stomach ulcer or gastritis, be cautious. The spicy compounds in onions can irritate the stomach lining. Cook them well or moderate your intake. Second, if you have acid reflux, onions can relax the lower esophageal sphincter and worsen reflux. Third, if you're on blood thinners, onions' anticoagulant effects can interact with your medication. Fourth, if you have irritable bowel syndrome, moderate your intake. The FODMAPs in onions can cause bloating or diarrhea. Fifth, if you're allergic to onions, you should obviously avoid them. If you're also allergic to garlic or chives, be extra careful. So, why do so many people avoid onions even though they're so good for you? The first reason is the strong taste and smell. The sulfur compounds in onions make you cry and cause bad breath, but they're the very compounds that are so good for your health. The second reason is improper cooking. Overcooking onions can make them bitter and destroy nutrients. With the right cooking method, they become sweet and delicious. The third reason is past digestive discomfort. Eating too much raw onion can cause stomach upset, but this can be avoided by eating moderate amounts. Now, let me share some delicious ways to enjoy onions. First, onion and garlic stir-fry. Stir-frying with garlic boosts antioxidant effects and tastes great. Second, onion soup. Slowly caramelized onions make a sweet and nutritious soup. Third, onion salad. Thinly sliced onions soaked in cold water and served with dressing are crisp and tasty. Fourth, onion pickles. Pickling onions in vinegar reduces their sharpness and aids digestion. Finally, remember, onions aren't a cure-all. You need a balanced diet, regular exercise, and enough sleep to stay healthy. But it would be a shame to ignore a food with so many nutritional and health benefits. Onions are truly a natural multi-purpose remedy. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like and subscribe buttons and share it with anyone interested in health. Wishing you a healthy life. See you in the next video.